Hello and welcome again to another episode of Battle Ready. Today, in this season of Thanksgiving,
giving thanks,
with Thanksgiving coming up right around the corner here, we thought we would talk about things that we're thankful for, gaming related. So I've come up with a couple. Drake's come up with a couple.
Yep.
And we'll talk about some of the things we're thankful for. My first one is Dawnbringers. And I'll explain a little bit. So we started playing near the tail end of 2.0.
Yeah.
We picked up, during the pandemic, during 2020, we picked up some Night Hunt, we picked up some Stormcast, and just sort of had fun playing the game. And it was cool at that time because we were, it was brand new to us. So we learned a little bit of the Soul Wars lore, and the Nagash Nadir, or Nadir, how you pronounce it?
Nadir.
And then we also got to learn a little bit about the Realm Gate Wars, and so it was cool. We were learning all this lore, and then right around the corner was Broken Realms.
And we're like, wow!
And it's like, oh my gosh, Marath is taking over Anvilgard. People are jumping, Earthquake Gods are waking up. This is crazy. The world is super changing. And then there was nothing for like 3 years. Nothing. Now, I know some of that is probably logistics, pandemic shipping stuff related. Cool. But to go from being fairly steeped in lore and changing and it feeling like a living world where things are going on to feeling pretty stagnant was pretty sad. But Dawnbringers, even though at least as of this recording, I'm caught up through book 3 of Dawnbringers, so there's obviously more to come. But it's cool to see that sort of thing going on again. There are crusades going on, and they're running into trials, and big things are happening. I think nothing's so big yet as Marathi becoming a goddess, or the takeover of Anvilgard, both of which were like amazing changes to the landscape, right?
We must murder the Canaanites. They must die.
They must die for their betrayals. So, but at least we're going in that. And I've talked before about wanting to see more lore, whether it's, you put it in a White Dwarf or you come out with yearly, just like you have the General's Handbook, you come out with once a year of like a narrative story thing.
Scribe's
That'd be
account.
cool. Yeah. That'd be cool. So you have the General's Handbook because they're the military leader, and then you have like the Historian's Guide or something like that of somebody who's like writing the tales. That'd be cool. But anyway, so that's what I'm thankful for. I am thankful for Dawnbringers bringing back some lore, hitting us with some, at least as of book 3, no major changes, but you can see they're setting things up, right? They are definitely hinting at things, and they're bringing back a lot of the people from 1.0. No spoilers, but people that were very critical to the Realm Gate Wars showing back up. And it's clear it's clear they've got some motives.
Some plans.
Some motives.
Some schemes.
Not all has been revealed.
No.
But so anyway, that's my number one thankful for. I am thankful for new lore probably in preparation for 4.0 coming next year. All right, Drake, what are you thankful for?
Ironjaw's reboot.
Ironjaw's reboot. All right, why are you thankful for the Ironjaw's reboot?
The Ironjaws had like 5 units. Now they have 8.
Well, I think it's more than that. But you're right. I think that was pretty cool. The Ironjaws were one of the first-ish AOS armies.
Yeah.
Not something that came over from Warhammer Fantasy Battles.
Even though like the Ardboys did.
Yeah, well, the Ardboys models did. But overall, like the Gore Gruntas, Mega Boss, the Maw Crusher, all of that, I believe, was created for AOS. And so, I'm not sure exactly when they came out, but AOS, it's been 8 years, about 8 years.
A little bit longer.
Yeah, a little bit longer.
Like 9 or 10.
And they've been the same very small range. So to see them expand and get some more options and a little bit of diversity, pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I agree. That particular reveal where we got to see all the models, super
Zogrok,
cool. Big
Anvil
Pig,
Smasher,
Zogrok,
Ardboy Big Boss.
super cool. Super cool. All right, my number 2.
Numero dos.
Numero dos.
I don't know if I said that right.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, for a non-native speaker, that was fine. So the second thing for me is I am super thankful for the variety that Warhammer brings. Um, the factions and all the different models and stuff in AOS are just
So
redonkulous,
different.
super different. And they're different in the way they look. They're different in the way they play on the tabletop. They're different in their lore. They're different in like any conceivable idea. Well, maybe not any conceivable, but many conceivable ideas about what things can happen on the tabletop. AOS has got it. They've got good lore. They've got good things that look cool. They've got good color schemes. They've got good. Most things look good in a sort of a mixed arms, which is my preferred way to play. I just think, and the reason I like the variety so much is because for me, the if it didn't have a lot of variety, I think I would get a little, maybe bored isn't the right word, but still sort of a little sick of it. Like, I know some people, they collect an army. They have like 10,000 points of that army because they just collect it. They're like, I am Mr. Stormcast, or I am Mr.
Wow.
Deepkin, or Wah, or whatever.
Big wow.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that's bad or wrong. More power to you. Do what makes you feel best, right? It's all good. But that is just not for me. I can't dedicate that much time to one army with one set of lore that plays in a particular way. Now, of course, you could build lists so they play differently, right? But if I pick Daughters of Cain, they're all going to be tissue paper, right? So they're all going to have to be glass cannon, hit hard,
and don't die,
and then try not to die on the backswing, right? Or if I pick Stormcast, there's lots of different ways. You could do shoot cast, you could do spells, you could do all kinds of stuff, but they're all going to be sort of slow with really good saves, right? That's sort of their thing.
Except for the stupid vanquishers.
Well, they sell 4-ups.
That's not that good.
So it's like, I want to play a little bit of Seraphon, and then I want to play a little bit Ogres, and then I want to play some Stormcast, and then I want to play some Nighthawk, you know? So I'm thankful because we've played a couple of other games, a couple, like one-page rules, and we've played some Song of Blades and Heroes, and
40K.
A little bit of 40K is sort of in the same boat, although we don't have that many factions.
We have
3. But those other games sort of feel a little samey. All the factions are sort of samey. I think that was one thing. That's probably, we'll talk about one-page rules, Age of Fantasy, in just a little bit. But probably my biggest critique of one-page fantasy is that all the factions are basically the same.
Mm-hmm.
They have some of the special abilities on some of the units. Like if you're playing this one, a lot of your units will have this special ability. If you're playing this faction, a lot of your units will have this other special ability. But they don't have like faction rules or things that make them feel special and unique. So I love that. I'm very thankful that AOS does that, where everything you put on the table, it feels like, ooh, I'm ogres, so I get the special
eating.
Running, hungry or eating rule. Oh no, I'm ghost, so I get the special ethereal rule.
I ignore your rend.
I'm Stormcast, so I can deep strike from anywhere. Oh, I'm Nurgle, so I get to do the disease counters.
I'm a big wow.
Everybody gets a special thing that's really cool, and I really like that about Age of Sigmar. Does that mean it's easy to perfectly balance?
No.
Is it perfectly balanced?
No.
But it's good enough. It's good enough to give you a fun time. And when I say good enough, I mean it's pretty close to balanced. I don't think you can definitely take lists that are stronger or weaker for sure, but when you look at the overall abilities and the overall factions, they're pretty close for, playing in your garage with some friends. No, not many factions are going to feel like, oh wow, those guys are super underpowered, or oh wow, those guys are way overpowered.
I mean, the Gits in 2.0.
Well, and I feel like in 3.0 they've done another thing I'm sort of thankful for. Just sneak this in, is their willingness to balance things. In 3.0, there's been a much greater willingness to change war scrolls and to adjust points. And for the most part, I think they've done a good job. Perfect?
No.
No, but a good job.
Yeah.
All right, what's your second one, Drake?
My second one is sort of like the lore that comes out from a specific battle.
Okay, so
Like the story it tells.
dive into that a little bit.
Like the story, like our battle report that might be up when this one goes up.
Probably not. Oh, maybe. I don't know.
No,
Anyway,
there's a Kane one.
I don't know.
Like the Stormcaster coming to take Anvilgard, but half the army dies in one turn.
Well, I do agree that every game sort of tells a story, right? And so, you might play. We're big board gamers. In fact, we were playing Terraforming Mars.
Woo!
Excellent game. And
I terraformed Mars, sort of.
It was fun, right?
Yeah.
You had a good time. I had a good time. It was great. But you don't end up with a lot of stories. It's not like at the end we say, "Oh man, remember that time we were playing Terraforming Mars and I got 3 victory points?" You're like, who cares? But there's so many times when we're like, "Oh, remember that time when the one Glaive Wraith killed the Carnosaur?" Oh, remember that time when Bastion walked up and he just got... Oh, remember the first time we played Gordrak and he just got skunked? Oh, remember there's lots of them. Lots of them. So Warhammer is definitely a great way to tell stories on the tabletop. They have good memories. All right, my last one, and this is the one I'm most thankful for when it comes to wargaming. I am most thankful for the time I have spent with you.
Yeah,
playing games, because it's time away from the screens. We're not playing screen games or being on iPads. We're in the same room. We're enjoying father-son time.
We're murdering each other with swords and axes and bows.
There's
and
lots of
stabs.
blood and guts going on. But I love that this has been the medium by which my son and I get to spend some time together.
While chopping.
And Drake here is in middle school now.
Yeah.
But it's only a matter of time before he moves along to high school and then, beyond. And so I'm just trying to enjoy this time now.
Yeah.
Before he decides, Warhammer's not cool anymore.
No, it's not. It's always going to be cool.
Or, he moves off to college or something like that.
And I don't have Warhammer.
Oh, yeah, you'll have it, but then I'll be alone. I won't have my Warhammer buddy.
I'll come back every weekend.
Every
weekend. Every weekend.
Hey, all right, I'll take it. So that, I think, is the thing I am most thankful for. So in the spirit of Thanksgiving, for our American viewers, Thanksgiving, you know about it. For our English viewers, it's a time to sort of, eat a lot of food. And that's sort of what it's most known for. But it's also a time to get, think about what you're thankful for, display some gratitude, count your blessings, and hopefully, there you go. Hopefully you got more than 3. And think about things that for which you can show gratitude and be thankful. Look on the good side. Because when it comes to AOS and specifically Games Workshop, are there negative things we could pick about?
Oh, yeah.
For sure. We have some nits to pick. But that's not the purpose of this video. It's not the purpose of this time. So tell us in the comments below, what are you thankful for? Final thoughts?
I think we covered it.
All right, this has been another episode of Battle Ready.
Ready.
Thanks so much for watching.